This is reality TV that works.
Well, welcome to the world headquarters of Bazillion Pictures. We're here in the heart of Kansas City, the Crossroads. My partner and I, Stephen Goldblatt, started Bazillion in 1996. We freelanced for a couple of years and then officially rented a space in the Crossroads in 1998, and that was our official opening date. We got our start, we were asked to do some concepts for Bernstein Rain for a Walmart account, and it turned out one of those was a smiley face. So, of course, Walmart decided to go with that idea, and Bernstein asked us if we were interested in doing, bidding for the final animation, which of course we did, and that's what really got us started working together. And then in '98, we got a project to do some animation for Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. It was a 3-minute intro to the Jurassic Park ride that they had created. And that was really the thing that got us started and made us officially kind of quit the day jobs and start Bazillion Pictures. Our challenge as a small business was that our product really is animation. And so we really needed to grow to a certain size that would allow us to be able to hire any kind of business help. So there were some years there of growing pains where we were trying to kind of do everything, run the business, work on projects, and do sales and everything else that went along with that. One of the keys to our success was really slow, steady growth. We were very cautious when we got started, and we tried to just grow slowly and grow as needed. Rather than going with loans, we chose to reinvest the profits as we made it, and that was really helpful to us. My advice to any new company would be to talk to a banker, talk to a financial advisor, and do a cash flow analysis. That's so critical, and I think that's one of the things that makes so many small businesses fail within that first 3 to 5 years is not truly understanding cash flow. I think one of the biggest challenges running an animation company was getting used to learning the business side of things. They call it show business, and there's the show side and there's the business side. And that was really our biggest hurdle, was learning how to run the business side of things. We were both art grads. Stephen went to the Art Institute. I went to Ringling School of Art and Design in Florida. Neither of us really had formal business training. We had kind of business in working freelance, business experience, but certainly didn't go to school for it. The thing that we kind of took what we thought was a common sense approach, tried to do good work, meet our deadlines, and really at the end of the day made sure that we just bent over backwards to keep our clients happy. Working in a creative field, everything really is kind of subjective. We have our clients that we work for, and in turn, which is generally going to be an ad agency, and in turn they have their own clients. So there is a lot of going back and forth to kind of meet everybody's needs, which is a little different than if you were just creating a product that once you've got it down, you just keep making it over and over again. So it's a little different field to be in. When we got started, there was this fantasy of starting your own business, being your own boss, but essentially I feel like we have more bosses now than when we worked for somebody else, because every client is our boss. Having our own business, we work even harder to please our clients or bosses. Bazillion's success is completely due to our animators and artists that we have working for us. They're very talented. Everybody was brought on because they're a good artist first. All of our guys like doing a variety of different work. They like the challenge, and it's that attitude that makes them keep wanting to do their best and do more. And like I said, we wouldn't be here without them. So these are some of our artists. We're working on a variety of projects. Right now we've got some game interactive work that we're doing. He's working on the models for the game, goes over to the programmer to do the programming. We also have a show that we're working on for, it's going to be a Broadway show, and they're going to have some animation that comes on during it, and we're working on that as well. We have John here working on a model for an animation that we're doing. This is going to be of a product. We do a lot of product animation showing how things work. One of the things that animation is really good at is that we can show things that maybe they couldn't show otherwise. Specifically being able to, if you had an engine, you could cut that in half and show it working, whereas that would be really difficult or impossible to do otherwise. It also, for projects like this where we're showing a product, we can have that product kind of come up in front of the camera, spin around, see it from different angles. It gives us a lot of freedom to show the product off in its best light. Kansas City has been a really great place for us to work. We've got so many ad agencies here in town, and they work nationwide, worldwide. There's a lot of great work to be had here in town, so I couldn't ask for a better place to have started our company. Being in an area with so many artists has just been tremendous as far as learning our craft. There's so much of the work is done on the coasts, and there tends to be a gluttony of people working out there, as well as really high overhead. Kansas City is a more economical place to run a business, and nowadays it really doesn't matter where you're at. All of our work is being sent over the internet to our clients, whether they're a few blocks down or on the other side of the country. So we don't feel that we're missing anything from working here versus being out in one of the coasts. And there's a real spirit in the town that we feel of everybody really wanting to help each other and just grow. There's a real pride in Kansas City.
A co-production of KCPT and Outpost Worldwide. At home in Kansas City. Production, post, content.